Hi there, Henry. Happy to see you wrote more essays. Great. Let's take a look at what you did. The first one is your letter, summer job. All right, fabulous. Let's see. Dear Sir, Madam, hello. I am writing to express my interest in joining the Cisco family. Particularly, I would like to let you know that I am keen to be part of the Cisco team as an intern this coming summer. All right, fine. Remove the hello. It just doesn't really belong in a formal letter. So let's just get rid of that. Okay, fine. My name is Dong Kyun Woo, and I am an IT graduate from the University of Technology of Sydney, hoping to challenge myself by experiencing this dynamic environment that Cisco provides. Specifically, I'm keen to be part of the team as an intern or entry-level network administrator. I'm not really a fan of this, Henry, because you wrote exactly the same phrase up here. I'm keen to be a part, da-da-da, and then here it's the same thing, you just added a little more detail. So you have to absolutely rephrase it, okay? I am confident that following this career path will fulfill my passion for networking technologies and thirst for knowledge. I've prepared for this role over the past 3 years through university studies and self-study and initiative. I see what you're trying to do. Okay, because you've got this and. What you could have said is through university studies, comma, self-study and initiative. And then you would have been fine. While I may not have any industry experience in this field, I have obtained my Cisco Certified Network Associate Certificate, which is globally recognized and specific to Cisco technologies. Furthermore, I have honed my networking skills through school and home projects. I believe I can become an asset to the Cisco family, and that learning from the best will help strengthen my love and passion for networking. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon. Yours faithfully. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, well, yes. Okay. Previous experiences. Related skills. Okay. You know what I would have liked? I like your honesty that you don't have any industry experience, but the letter kind of assumes that you have some. So you talked about related skills, and that's good, but you probably should have fabricated some sort of previous experience. Just say that, you had a school internship in networking admin or something. Just you should have said something because they're assuming that you do have previous experience. So you don't really cover that part of the bullet. Okay? It's really important to cover everything, especially when you see these ands here. It's not okay to just cover part of it. You have to cover both. All right. On the whole, though, it was nicely written. Like I said, there was an area where you were repetitive. Other than that, it was a nice letter. Nice vocabulary. Good grammar. This was nice, which is globally recognized. I have honed. Good. So yeah, the grammar is very nice. The grammar is at a nice high level. The vocabulary is also good. A little bit about that task achievement that we just have to fix. Okay? Okay. Let's take a look now at your task 2. Pollution. Why and how can we solve it? Great. The issues associated with pollution, while not a new and emerging problem, have been recently aggravated by the rise in population and practices neglecting the health of our environment. What a lovely sentence. This population explosion has particularly brought with it the plastic crisis and, more generally, unsustainable carbon emissions. This essay will discuss the impact of these issues and will bring to light viable solutions to these problems. Lovely. I love this, viable solutions. Oh, what a nice expression. Okay. Unfortunately, pollution has not declined over the years. In fact, it has escalated severely, with carbon emissions reaching a historic high. Let's see what you're trying to say here. With carbon emissions reaching, you know what you want to say here? Historic heights. H-E-I-G-H-T. Not this. Compared to other decades, the growth in population has meant an increase in vehicles and other carbon monoxide spewing machines. It has also meant a bigger meat industry, which translates to more farm animals like cattle and sheep, which are huge contributors to carbon emissions. This gas affects and disintegrates the ozone layer, a vital natural shield that protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay, the ozone layer, however, is not the only thing affected by pollution. Plastic packaging, ubiquitous to all products, paired with the irresponsible behavior of consumers, has meant that many of our once pristine landscapes and oceans have become littered with all sorts of non-compostable items. Marine ecosystems in particular have been devastated by plastic, with pictures of birds with plastic rings stuck around their neck and plastic-filled whale corpses washing ashore, all too common in newspaper headlines. In fact, an environmental study estimated that by 2050, the amount of plastic in the ocean will outweigh the entire fish population in the world. Upsetting statistics, but beautifully written. The vocabulary is fantastic. The grammar is a joy to read. So it's really, really, really very good. If I had to complain about anything, because I'm a stickler and I always want people who are even at a high level to go even higher, combine these. There's no reason for this to be its own paragraph. I would have put these together because remember, the essay asks you to talk about the problems, the causes, and then the solution. So since these are the causes, you could have put them all together in one paragraph. It would have been fine, okay? But it was really a pleasure to read. So let's move on. Fortunately, despite this environmental catastrophe, there are viable solutions that can help restore or at least cut down carbon emissions and plastics pollution. Firstly, solar energy and other renewable sources of energy are alternatives to the cheap and popular fossil fuel. These sources are not depletable and do not emit carbon into the atmosphere, making them long-lasting and eco-friendly. The issue with farm animals, on the other hand, while difficult, can be alleviated by opting towards a diet consisting of chicken and fish. These animals have a far smaller carbon footprint. Oh, I'm so happy you used the word carbon footprint. Yay! Than their larger counterparts like cows and sheep. Secondly, plastic littering can be solved by substituting petroleum with seaweed gel to make plastics. Interesting. This gel can be easily accessible through seaweed farming, which is environmentally friendly, and extracting the gel to create compostable plastics. This would not only help reduce the consumption of petroleum-based plastics, but would also boost the seaweed farming industry. This solution, in fact, derives from a current project based in Southeast Asia called seaweed. Okay. Excellent. Really fantastic. One of the things, it's not just your grammar and your vocabulary that I really like in this paragraph, or the cohesion and the linkers, the way everything's linked together. There's something else you've done that I really like here. You've actually created a paragraph. What I mean is that one problem that a lot of IELTS students run into is they create a list of solutions. The solution is this. Another solution is this. What you've done is you've actually analyzed how these things create solutions, how they help solve the problem. And that's so important in a problem solution essay. And I'm really happy to see that you've done that absolutely successfully. Okay, moving on. In conclusion, while pollution has worsened through plastic littering and carbon emissions, for example, there are viable solutions that can help alleviate these issues, but governments must take the initiative by, for instance, funding the infrastructure for solar panels and wind turbines, or funding private projects that aim to substitute non-biodegradable plastics. Okay, good. I would have preferred in your conclusion something a little more something not so specific, because essentially what you've done here, Henry, is you've added some new information about like the government's role in this, and you've gotten very specific. What I would have wanted instead is something a little more general, maybe something thought-provoking, just not offering new information. So something like governments must take the initiative, leading the way to help provide a better future for next generations to come. Something like that. Something really more broad is what I would have liked here. But it's just such a detail because the rest of the essay is really a joy to read. I'm very pleased with this. So great job. Now, if there are any, you have to make your corrections. I think there were some in your task 1. I don't know if I really offered many corrections here, but this was lovely. So great job. I'm looking forward to seeing what you write next for us. So go ahead and get that started, and I'll be here waiting. Thanks.